Hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Merasco, and I wanted to share one final story of the school year with you. A little bit more upbeat here. I am downstairs in my rec room. I am looking forward to sharing this story. It's one of my favorite stories, and it's a story that means a lot to me as a dad and someday as a future grandparent. Before I do that, I got one last helmet challenge. Oh, who does this belong to? I think most of us know who this is. I just wanted to prove to you that I do have the Michigan helmet in my Notre Dame room, and I have a Michigan hat. All right, boys and girls. Now let me read to you one of my favorite stories. Oh, and by the way, that's enough of that. Oh, get that off me. Let's go back to Mr. Merasco. And our final story of the year is Fighting Irish, Fans for Life. You know, I kind of, as I read this story, it takes me back to the times when I was taking my kids to the University of Notre Dame in their first football game. So I hope you enjoy this as I share my experience with you. They had waited for this day forever. Andrew and Christian dreamed about going to a football game at Notre Dame. "I'll take you. Why don't you bring a friend too?" said their grandpa. And now they were here. And there's the team. "The mural is called the Word of Life," said Grandpa. "Everybody calls it Touchdown Jesus," said Caleb. And he was proud he knew this. "The Fighting Irish are stuff of legends. And if you look and listen, you can feel the spirit everywhere," said Grandpa. Do, 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 do. "Long ago there were 4 horsemen," said Grandpa. "They played football on horses?" Christian asked. "Not exactly, but they ran over their opponents like horses on the field. They sat on horses one time after the game for a picture. The kids wondered what the players were doing right now, right before the game." Dun, 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 dun. The 4 horsemen. "Here come the Irish! It would be amazing to be on the team," said Drew. "Amazing," Caleb agreed. It was game time. The Fighting Irish looked fierce and determined, and they played with lots of heart. The Trojans were in trouble early, but the fans were loving it, especially the funny green one. "Do you think Notre Dame is the best team in the country?" asked Christian. "Of course," they all replied. "My grandpa even played for them," Andrew said proudly. "Yes, let me tell you a story about a football game as famous as any ever played. It was 1977, way before you all were born. It began like always. We wore blue and gold, just like the dome," said Caleb. "A lot was on the line, right from the start, and nothing went the way our fans or the Trojans expected." "Is that a horse? Again?" asked Christian. "It sure is," said Grandpa. "It's a Trojan horse the students had made." "Oh, like the USC Trojans," said Andrew. "It hit a big surprise," said Grandpa. "The uniforms turned green," Christian shouted. "It's known as the Green Jersey Game. We fooled everybody that day, especially USC," said Grandpa. I was proud to play for Notre Dame. Someday I will share with you the story about the green jersey game. That's my favorite football story, said Caleb. It's the spirit of the Fighting Irish, kids. It was then, and it is today, said Grandpa. They always play to win. The kids believed their team would win, and they did. No team wins them all, said Grandpa. But win or lose, the Fighting Irish always show class. What does that mean? Asked Caleb. Well, for example, after the game, the players go to the student section and sing with the band and thank their fans. It's called the alma mater. Mr. Merasco always cries when he sings that. Are we going to be Notre Dame fans forever? Asked Christian. Forever, said Andrew. And I'm going to be on the team, said Drew. And play like a champion, said Caleb. And wear a gold helmet, said Christian. If you kids are going to be part of the next big story in Notre Dame football history, though, you better get outside and start practicing, said Grandpa with a big smile. And that's the end of our story. Boys and girls, that's the end of our story time for this year. I will see you soon at the end of August. It will be football season, and I'm going to share many more stories with you. Have a great summer. Love you. Go Irish.